Floyd.
Hi.
Welcome back. In the first part, you came across very strongly, and
Did I?
yeah, you did. You'll see a lot of comments in your video. Everyone was saying, "Yeah, great point made," etc., etc. But isn't that the reality that Bollywood music sells?
Of course. One
And
doesn't,
that's
one doesn't
what
deny its commercial viability. I didn't deny that at all.
No, you did not.
I said that it is the biggest mode of communication between
Yes,
people.
and you said commerce is basically
yeah.
the word.
I mean,
so in today's times, kids are being exposed to this kind of music. Whether you turn on the radio or you watch television or films, or there's too much bombardment of
it's a bombardment.
It is. So how does one expose one question is his or her children to listening to good music like you grew up listening to in today's times, and how does one make music as a viable option as a career? How does one change the scene basically?
See, this is actually a deep-seated question because we have now gravitated culturally towards a Bollywood culture. That's a fact, and it's inescapable. It's like how electronic dance music, or EDM as it's called, is the big money spinner the world over. And subsequently, for programmers and for musicians and whatever, if they want to make a big, huge career, then these are viable options. I was purely speaking on from the point of view of a musician who wants to hear better music. From my perspective, as a musician, and this I'm sure is echoed by musicians all over the world, that the opportunity for people to actually play live, for example, is diminished greatly. That's because even the college festivals and stuff like that have now stopped calling rock bands to play, and it's usually a Bollywood act that we called it. So my point is that that has permeated the system completely, and if that's our culture, then I mean there are a whole lot of us who don't want to be kind of part of a scene, because if the scene is, like I said, I used the word several times last time, was unidimensional, and I think that's kind of like lame. I mean, what do the rest of us do who play music? And of course, I mean, we're just calling the music. There could be, like, for example, here you were telling me and made me aware of a classical music program called Saptak that's here held in Ahmedabad for 14 days, and people get to hear the best classical. It's the largest aggregate of people coming to watch classical concert. Yes. So it's a classical music festival. And that's amazing because that connects our people to our roots, and that's root music. And there's no bastardization, as it were, of any form. It's a pure thing, and if the children get to hear this, it's fabulous. I'm not saying that, because I'm Catholic or whatever, and people are from an anglicized background, that everybody has to listen to the blues or jazz. That's definitely not what I'm trying to say.
But then in India, we like to sing along, we like to sing songs, not so just listen to them.
That's fabulous.
That's how Bollywood tunes click, no? Because
we're not talking about the thing of them clicking, but you as a listener, let us say that you have had a history of listening to this music. Do you seriously feel that the melodies of today are more hummable than the melodies of the past?
No, that's why we call them the golden era, no? The 50s.
The reason it's called the golden era is because the musicians and the music at the time was not bastardized by an incomplete understanding of the Western form, which has come and created this huge pile-up. There's a conflict. See, when you play fusion music, it's very important when you play fusion that people know both sides of the coin. And the music that is now being put out is fusion music. So let us say that you're a master of Western harmony and you're a master of Indian stuff. Then that sound is fantastic, and it will grow. And there are few masters of that form. We have people now just incorporating Western harmony as a flavor, and that's why it sounds contrived. Rock that is portrayed in our Bollywood movies is very wimpy. It's nothing like the real thing. It's not even close to being the real thing. The point I was making is that there are bands who actually play rock in the country, but they're not featured on to play Bollywood songs.
Floyd, it's very easy to bitch about something.
I'm not bitching. I'm telling you like it is. Because see, what happens is, that is construed to be like negative thought. Like I said, it's not negative. It's conflict of opinion.
Agreed, but I'm saying, how does one change the scene? I mean, if everybody keeps saying...
Okay, let me just tell you about everybody saying and me saying. Okay, let me just tell you what I do in my capacity. I try to educate with my limited skill set. I try to put out information. This information is free. It's catered to helping people improve in some way they're playing. This is what I can do to give back. I had a few classes in slums and stuff like that, which I've done in collaboration with some NGOs. That kind of stuff. I run a couple of pages on Facebook, which post some notes on harmony and stuff like that. And some basic approaches which kids can apply and evolve. I do clinics on very skeletal budgets. I travel by train. I go to different parts of the country. And I tie up with maybe an organizer who has, for example, a facility or a place or a jam room. And I meet kids I've never met before. And I share my stuff with them. A simple approach to like playing guitar. It's not just categorized bitching that I'm not successful in this scene, so I'm just saying shit. I'm just telling you like the way it is. And if people feel this way and don't talk about it, that's far worse. They're accepting that shit and they're keeping their mouth shut.
Because they have to pay their bills, no? So they will continue.
I'm not talking about the guys who are playing there, boss. I'm talking about the other people who are there's amazing musicians in our country. How many times do I say that? They're bloody neglected there, boss.
But we have today open platforms like YouTube, Facebook, like you're using, iTunes.
I use Facebook, YouTube, whatever method of that I can reach to be proactive.
So can't these same musicians use the same platforms? Why are they complaining that Bollywood is not giving them a chance?
Exactly the point. So how long does it take for somebody who's like a master user of Logic or a great keyboard player? Like we've heard about these great keyboard players who play in Bollywood. You know, God knows how great they are. But it would be really nice to see them play. It would be awesome to see them.
But they do live shows, they travel.
But these live shows are highly suspect, boss. How much of them are they playing? How much of that is they playing?
They can't fake it every time, no?
I think they're faking it. I mean, they may be playing whatever, they may be playing part of it, but there's a lot of stuff that runs off track. So how am I as a listener and a musician going to know how much of it is genuine?
The argument is that they want the audience to get the feel of the original CD.
Then play the CD, na?
No, but then you have a live band performance.
Then mine, na?
Reaching.
Do a +1.
Audience doesn't care, na? It's
exactly.
only you and I who know about it.
Baba, let them not care. We as musicians, if we don't do anything about it, what's the point of bitching and moaning? How come there's nothing of their influences and only this bullshit?
I hope they get inspired by watching your videos. And
I don't think they get inspired. They must be sniggering somewhere, fucking hiding in the bathroom behind their Wi-Fi. And pass 1-2 comments. Ye pagal hai. Yeah.
No, that's fine, but I'm saying I hope some of them get inspired and start
sharing I hope because sharing is what we can do to change. I've been doing this from day one, boss. Nobody can point a finger at me and say that I haven't done anything. Like I told you, it's not like I'm a struggling person in life and all that I have to take a train to come to Gujarat. I enjoy it, boss. It's part of the... I don't want to go out of pocket to teach somebody, no?
Okay.
So whatever the circumstances, if I have to go by bus, train, whatever, I'm chill with it, boss.
You have... I mean, like you had a great clinic. I was witnessing that. Sometime back.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
The question that these guys will go out with is, yes, definitely like Floyd Sir told us that, practice.
Yeah, that's so cool, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Practice and improve your skills and don't go by the rules all the time.
Correct.
They took back that message, which is great.
Yeah.
But they'll say, boss, I need to suppose make money out of my playing.
Correct.
It's not a hobby.
Correct.
It's not that I'm working in some pharmaceutical company in the day and in the night I'm playing at some club or some bhajan or some garba night or whatever. It's great I know this technique, but how do I make this a career, a viable option?
No, there are two sides to it. You either play music for music's sake or you play music to make money. When I say you play music to make money, there's a commercial endpoint and therefore you have to stick by the commercial diktats and satisfy your customers, boss. At that point in time, your music is a source of entertainment. And then you make money. Isn't that true the world over?
But that's happening.
So,
I mean, what's the problem that anyone should have with it?
There's
Whether
no problem.
they're playing on tracks or...
Bro, there's no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that they're making money and all. That's not my problem. My problem is that that's all we get to bloody hear.
But that's not their concern, no, because then you have the FM stations, you have the television channels,
Which are all looking at viability only.
Yes.
So the name of the game is viability. I'm talking about art as a form to help you live better, more creative, and so that you can have a wider. It's not idealism, man.
But by playing good
It's
music, can't you make a career? By playing honest music? Or
See, honestly, well, it's like whatever, this way or that. You could have a nice venue in one city, but it has to be replicated all over the country. So it's a complex issue. Unless we collect like-minded people, we cannot have a movement. And you cannot have like-minded people sitting on their asses, just talking shit and not doing anything. Like I tell you repeatedly, there are such good musicians in the country who have got dissuaded and disgusted with the current scene, which is why I'm telling you that it's time we do something about it. And this is my method of doing something. I'm not sitting there and waiting for something to happen. I take a bloody train and I go and share my shit. Whether, if a kid plays better tomorrow, I've done my job.
Right.
I've done my job.
That's wonderful. I mean, I'm seeing that again. And speaking of kids,
I love kids. Awesome, the best.
Me too. So how does one, and that also worries me in today's times, that they are growing up listening to, we didn't have when we grew up FM stations and stuff.
They have a fabulous array of stuff.
Like what?
But like say for the internet is actually open to everything. Of course, kids are supervised when they get onto the net. In most households with where people are intelligent and thinking, they will supervise that. Yes. But generally, if you are in a taxi or you're in any public place or anything like that, you're assaulted with the same kind of music, correct?
Yes.
So what does a parent do? How does he expose them? But if the parent himself is not aware, then he is with blinkers on. So it's important for people who are powerful figures in music. They could have become part of Bollywood. They may have atrophied in the mind and died also. But the point is, this is a chance for them to wake up and give something truly back to the system rather than only take. I can see these guys only taking massive profits from everything. What do they actually fucking do for people?
Well, maybe they're planning to do this after they retire.
Really? Whoa, man.
Or they're doing it.
Their skill sets will be really primed at that time, considering they're playing so amazingly now.
Or maybe they're doing it and you and I don't know about it.
Maybe. But that's so incredibly easy to say.
No, but
I would suggest, especially a person like you, please shoot those episodes and show me what they do in terms of their playing.
Well, like you say, they're doing it in the closet or whatever.
They can do whatever they want in their closets. The people do fancy stuff in their closets, not play music, bro. But at the end of the day, we are talking about music, and I don't know. I'm sad to say, but there are lots of people who do nothing about it, and they could have very well helped a younger generation. There's Gino in Bombay, who single-handedly, Gino, Jai, all these super drummers in Bombay, they have single-handedly created a breed of drummers. By teaching in this Garudia school, Gino teaches in his garage. He has people hang out in his garage. He creates these drum communities, and so that boss, it has to be done. Right? He's doing it. I do what I can.
But others are busy performing in this city,
Boss,
that city.
how busy can you be?
So
How busy can you be? So isn't that bloody lame?
No, but today you have a show in Delhi, then they're going to Chennai,
Correct.
Thailand.
Correct, that's great. But we're not talking about those people, boss, because they are intrepid travelers. They have miles, flying miles. I'm not interested in that shit. I'm talking about the musicians, boss. I'm talking about the musicians who have heart of musicians. I'm talking about the people who have a heart of a musician. Where the fuck are they? Are you then categorically saying that there's no empathy for any other musician for our people or our kids or whatever? I love to see our kids playing, man. I love to see like I was saying again, the rock bands in our country, these kids who came and played. This is Ahmedabad. I played in Surat yesterday. I played a clinic in Surat. I had a clinic in Surat. The kids are interested, yeah. They may not be have a great knowledge or command over the instrument, but the very fact they come out to see somebody who's a visiting musician, I think that's great. There are lots of people who will suddenly sit in Surat. Suddenly there'll be 100 people somewhere. It's great for me that I get to share my music with people like that who want to hear music. It's so easy for them to sit at home and listen to Bollywood, right?
It is.
So I consider that a blessing. It's positive.
There are different forms of music, there are different kinds of music. For example, Indian classical has a great following.
Was fabulous
Across the country.
But do you think you as a listener, you as a person who virtually curates a particular part of, a part of people, you collect people who have opinions on music and you know that community very well. Don't you think that even the great classical musicians are being relegated to third, fourth place because of Bollywood?
Yes, that's true.
Is it true? It is definitely true. And we are not talking about people of the level of a Bhimsen Joshi and all. I'm talking about the other people who are not as popular but who are also incredible, but really get second-class treatment, third-class treatment at some places. Whereas you get total ass wipes with these half-baked bands and getting amazing responses and put up in the best of hotels. It's duplicity, boss. Our whole system is crashed, by the way. So I appeal to the musicians to do something about it. I appeal for musicians to do something about it. I'm as a musician, as a self-taught musician, I'm taking my unorthodox shit, whatever you want to call it, and I'm sharing it with people. I don't see that happening.
In your case, for example, you are a brilliant technician. That's your main job in terms of...
I have to support myself, right? I have a family, I have a wife and a small kid.
Exactly. So do these other musicians too.
Agreed.
So if they're making a lot of money and many people want to make money.
What I mean to say is, okay, this is a good way to look at this. Okay, how much money is enough? Question number one. Question number two, if no amount of money is enough, then obviously we just take them out of this corresponding discussion and let's not refer to them as musicians. Okay?
What do you call them?
I call them people who are working in industry. Okay? They're doing service, providing service to people. They're dancing, whether they're listening to them or not. Who cares? Assume that these people are already super happy here. They're living fabulous lifestyles and they work very hard. One does not deny the amount of work they put in to generate more millions. I'm saying, where is that empathy to want to do something for people and make them aware that there's another bloody scene happening?
So is it only those rich musicians you think can make a change, or...
I'm saying the rich musicians cannot make a change, boss. They're soft. Can they sit in a room and blast away just alone? Put it up on YouTube. I want to see. Me as a musician, I'm saying, I said it last time too many times, I'm a technician in more sarcasm. Listen, boss, put these guys in a room and let them play. And let's film it. What do you think about that?
But what are we trying to achieve out of doing this?
The important thing is to wake up, bro. Just wake up.
But here is where the whole system has to be blamed. No? You can't just blame the musicians.
We are not blaming anybody. I'm saying, why don't people do something?
In small towns, for example, like...
In small towns, I see far greater empathy. Which is why I'm here in small towns, bro. They're not aware, na. When they see some guy who's come with some different things, they're enjoying it. So, hasn't that made a difference to them? Hasn't what I'm doing, my little small 2-bit, made a difference to them? And if it has, I answer your question. That's it. I've done something at least, no? For no personal benefit, yaar. What does the bloody train ticket cost, yaar? From Bombay to Gujarat.
No, but then it comes to your image, is what everybody works for, no, in this country.
Arey, screw that, yaar. I'm just talking about the music. Let's just keep it to the music, now. If they're making music that makes millions, that is one part. And they still claim that there are musicians who love jazz and blues and all this. Where is that? Where is it? Show me.
Bro, all of us...
Show the country where it is. Show, no. Don't show me. I'm nobody. I'm another musician, right? Show the country, man. Because you've achieved that platform. Use that platform to project what you really are. Or is that what you really are? A mime. Is that what you are? A mime? You'll have tracks playing and play over it. +1. Does it make you feel good, boss? Make me feel shit. If I have a guitar in my hand and just for money, you'll sit there and mime. I'll never fucking do that shit. Hang me.
No, that's a personal...
No, but I'm just saying that if you have the soul of a musician, you can't do it. If you're starving, you'll do it. Your family is waiting, you'll starve. But once you're successful, you're still doing it. See, if you're starving, boss, tu kuch bhi karega. Tu kuch bhi karega. Correct? Let's take that out of the equation.
That will be the next question or whatever to you by others saying that, okay, if you can play, why don't you form a band? Why don't you become so famous as a musician?
I don't give a shit about being famous, bro.
Or make
I'm just getting high playing the music, man. I don't give a shit whether I'm playing at home also, I'm cool. And I'm also old.
Or release an album if you think you're a superstar.
I'm not a superstar.
If you think you are.
I'm not thinking I'm a superstar. I just play music, man. I'm just talking the music. And when I'm telling you, like, get these guys to bloody just do something, you know, that makes another set of people aware about these great, great sides of their personality, which they talk about all the time. They talk about this shit all the time. Haven't you heard them? Or are you denying that? Don't they talk about great music all the time?
But then,
where is that in their playing?
Anybody listens to an international band here at Blue Frog or wherever, the next day comments coming that wow, I enjoyed.
Mute Math. Mute Math dekha. I saw this amazing band, Richard Bona and Raul Midon. Yes,
but we don't talk about each other.
Never.
We don't talk about
if an Indian is doing good, no, and if an Indian is playing good, no, they're the first guys to fuck you up. They're the first guys to run you down.
But that's how we are. No? That's
lovely. It's beautiful.
Indian mindset.
Superb it is.
Whether a musician or not.
Good. So then you really have a great scene with this kind of attitude.
With such musicians or such kind of behavior, how do you expect the scene to change?
I expect the scene to change by taking this open and sharing ethos out to children, because they have an unprejudiced view of everything. Even I'm prejudiced when I say I don't like Bollywood. I am prejudiced.
Exactly.
It's more out of disgust, boss. I don't like the sound. I just don't like the sound, period.
You don't like it.
And I see that it's going to... No, that doesn't mean... You mean to say everybody in the country loves Bollywood?
No, but there are millions.
No, I'm asking you. Does everybody like Bollywood?
But a majority likes it.
No, we're not talking about majority. Don't millions hate it? Don't millions who are actually like musicians hate this shit that's happening?
They don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do is a different thing. But they pretty well know that they have the ability to play and then they can take that out and share. Can't they do that? Can't they do that? What I'm saying is, like, in our own small capacity, we're not looking at changing the world and all that bullshit. Just leave all that crap behind, okay? And just take your instrument and go and share with somebody, or teach somebody, or go curate or mentor a band. If you're such great musicians, go and bloody mentor a rock band. Because you're claiming you're a rock player, you're claiming you're a jazz player. Go and help somebody, yeah. How can that be your end point and then on the reverse say, yeah, we are still paying our bills? What kind of fucking bills are that? You're planning to be astronauts or what? It's enough money for a space mission, yeah? The kind of money they make. Come on, these are balls. I don't believe this shit. When these people who are in power, they've already achieved a platform.
Right.
See, John Mayer, okay? He made his money making girls go like weak in their knees, playing like love songs and beautiful singer-songwriter shit. He's a great musician. But he loves the blues. He achieved a certain level, platform in his life, where he could thereby stand up and deliver whatever he wanted and they would lap it up. And he took his roots and he played it. He played the blues, man. It's a part of his set, it's a blues trio. It's magical that he was able to do it. He can see this, boss. I'm talking about people like me, who like to play, just play for no end at all. Stupid people, which is what we are. I'm saying let's take our stupidity and share it. That's the only way people will be able to hear it. Where would people in Ahmedabad, in this suburb of Bhopal, would they have heard of me unless I took the initiative to want to come here? I'm just asking a simple question. I'm not a do-gooder. I'm not a Mother Teresa. I'm coming out to play because this is where I get a chance to play, so I come and play. Did you see me take a break, boss?
No.
Did I play continuously? Did I look happy to play?
For 5 hours.
For 5 hours I played?
Yes.
Was there any fatigue or say like, Baba, I want chai, or I want to sit, I want to fart, or I want to do anything? There was no break for that. Because I'm really enthusiastic. I'm not saying everybody has to be enthusiastic, but just do something, man. Talk about the serious musicians who are in that community, and our country is full of them. And they teach in their own free time, but they teach for money, which is necessary, right? You have to survive. I'm saying go out there, crowdfund a bloody venue and start playing. We can crowdfund a venue and crowdfund an event. People only crowdfund things for themselves. मेरे को album release करेगा, मेरे को crowdfund करो. मेरे को ये चाहिए, मेरे को crowdfund करो. साला दूसरे के लिए कोई क्राउड फंड करता है क्या?
Give back is what you're saying.
Arey man, guys who have millions bloody have one small room so the boys can come and hang out and play, man. Where is that shit? I'm also human. It's not like I'm just stone come here and then see a couple of people get completely like disgusted with what I'm doing, and then that doesn't make me feel good. I'm just trying to do something so that they feel positive, and that vibe is fed back to me, and I'm able to carry on this cycle. We were talking about regenerative cycles, right? This is my effort to start on.
So on that note, thank you again, Floyd, for
Yahoo! And thank you so much, Aditya, for taking the time to actually see my point of view, and also air it on a platform which is widely supported. And for me, at least, that's a massive boost, at least, because if this video gets seen, maybe, you know, I can reach more people.
Yes.
They will be curious to know what I do, rather than abuse and just talk some random shit. It's angst-based conversation. Because I really feel for the music. I really genuinely feel for the music.
The idea is to create a positive environment.
Only a positive environment. Okay, for other people who think that this is like bullshitting and this guy is like, you know, whatever, just calling the system. I don't give a shit about that. I want several like-minded people like me to network all over the country and do stuff. I don't want to see some keyboard genius sitting in one room in Calcutta, or a great guitar player again in Ahmedabad or in Chennai just languishing. It's sad to see. And there are so many. Mark my words, there are some great musicians in our country with a retinue of students who will eventually stop because they see no future.
No, we hope that doesn't happen.
I hope it never happens, boss. My reason for doing this, I hope that shit never happens. And we won't take this crap.
We won't, yes.
Okay? Super. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.